Hello, viewers. Today I'm going to just talk about some thoughts I've been having recently of what does it look like to be an accumulator and be in flow. So what I'm going to type in today is what does it look like to be a steel accumulator? So accumulator and live in flow. What it talks about is living flow means to operate at an essential precision, timing, and trust, where natural gifts for detail, structure, and discernment are valued, respected, and fully utilized in service of something larger than yourself. And these are things that are specific for me, being an ISFJ, emotional projector in human design, Kobe 7716, and just these are more personal, but this could be applicable to any steel genius, not just only accumulator, but certainty and timing, not speed and risk. Meaning that knowing something when something's not ready and not letting others urgency knock you out of rhythm, which is super huge, especially as an accumulator and also a steel accumulator that's more on the steel side versus the temple side. And being able to long term compounding, and this is really super important for the fact that you feel alive when you're creating a refining structure. Back in workflow, spreadsheet, financial model to save hours of dollars over time. And you're trusted for accuracy, discernment, and completion. So being able to spot things that are missed, finish things they forget, and fix things they broke, and this relax into contribution instead of chasing recognition. Partner with Dynamo or Blaze Genius, so star supporter and deal makers. They give fuel and connection. Dynamo creator, mechanic, and star. They also innovate for stability. So what that means is I complete them. I don't compete with them. And lastly, also live in natural constraints and love it. Anything that involves budget, timelines, and checklists are not restrictions to you. They are tools of freedom. And this is super huge. Where signs where you're in flow, organizing, analyzing, refining. People thank you for bringing clarity and structure. Wake up energized, you know what to do next. You're invited into projects where your stability is the missing piece. And lastly, you feel grounded, calm, and at peace even when things are in chaos. Out of flow, you rush to pitch, sell, pitch, consistently improvise, reaction mode, know how to plan, work with people who change the things last minute, undervalue because don't quiet behind scene contribution without a bigger mission to support the team. So this is what you need to stay in flow. Time to prepare, plan, and be perfect. Trust partners, clear roles and boundaries, long-term game, or compound over time, and a calm, focused environment where precision is honored, not rushed. And this is kind of what it looks like. Stuck, hoarding. Yep, I definitely am currently in that right now. Uh, and being very honest with you, trying to get out of infrared. But I'm also starting to track and manage small things, expensive tasks, and documents. I do that really well, and just keep moving up in the orange. Automate what we can, take ownership of back end ops, financial systems, how build mission, infrastructure, and trust conduct behind thriving enterprise and legacies. So also a couple of affirmations as well. And this is really for me as a reminder because sometimes I find myself rushing to get things done and trying to be like everybody else, especially Dynamo's a place where I see them and it's like, wow, they could just conjure an idea out of thin air, start taking action, and next thing you know, my perception is that they're in flow and things just happen. And I wonder sometimes for me, why is it for me to get things takes forever and I don't see the immediate results, and I find myself sometimes thinking that I do things wrong. And actually, that's what I should ask right now is since I'm here, It's like I find myself thinking that I am often taking way too long and results, wish I can get results faster. Is that something a lot of steel geniuses feel? So this is a core inner conflict for many steel geniuses, especially accumulators, except deeply tied to the nature of genius. And appreciate steel too slow. Genius is grounded in timing, not speed. So don't act, just act, mass, optimize, and perfect before acting. And it does take time, but it saves time downstream. And the world praises fast starts, but you're wired to create strong finishes. Your flow is compound, not exploding, or slow burners. Structure you build structures that pay off gradually, but often grow in invisible spurts, flashy and fast. Still, it's subsurface at first, but becomes foundational and unstoppable when it's taken root. And compare my inner clock to somebody else's outer noise. So the world is noisy 10x 10 days, or for 10x over 10 years. So off behind, still you're miles ahead. So if I was faster, would be more valuable. Definitely felt that. The Blaze world by its fast moving outcome, really it's precision, preservation, protection, and process. None of which slide under speed for speed's sake. And here's a reframed path. I'm taking too long. I take the time needed to get right the first time. Further along, my growth is compounded beneath the surface. Past me, I'm building what will last longer than them. Steel turn to stagnation, just a shallow side. You be getting it right as a way to avoid action or exposure. Not a genius. That's fear disguised as professional as asking. Michael Caliber hesitating. That's why with clear parameters, trust the collaborators, and a ticking clock. That's where your timing kicks in. Decisions become swift within structure. You're not alone. Some of the biggest system builders, engineers, and financial actors were late bloomers. They took years to be ready and then changed the game forever. You're not behind, just steal time. And help design a strategy. And this is something that I have to really share because it's been on my heart a lot, is the fact that I feel like at certain times, being 36, I have thought, shouldn't I be further ahead and seeing the success of these 20, 30-year-olds doing amazing things in their lives and wondering, when is it going to be my turn? When is it going to be my turn to be able to finally have some success? But then I've read all the things about a lot of steel geniuses don't really get things built until their 40s and 50s. For example, my profile is the same as Warren Buffett, and Warren Buffett made 99% of his wealth after the age of 50. So think about the first 50 years of his life, that was 1%, versus the second later stage of his life, that's where everything comes. And I have to remind myself that I'm taking time to build the right things up front versus trying to build fast and trying to follow somebody else's strategy. And the other thing is when steel geniuses are trusted to build something that is reliable, and being able to build something that's reliable takes time. This takes a lot of refining. It takes a lot of learning what works, what doesn't work, so it finally becomes reliable. And we're also trusted with our thinking as well, meaning that the way we think about things, like for example, kind of Isaac Newton, like the way he changed thinking forever because of his genius. He was a steel genius. And I think about that a lot, where if I'm going to be trusted in my thinking, that is something that I could lean on, is my natural genius. And I already feel like the way I think about things is very different. Like for example, just thinking about these prompts of sharing this with you is something that I feel this could be a way for me to build something that is not about speed, it's not about quick start, it's not about the quick wins, but what if this lasts for years beyond what I could even think possible? So I wanted to share that with you, especially as a steel genius, where sometimes you feel like, why does the thing take forever? Why is it that I can't do things as fast as others? Well, it's because that's the way your natural path takes time. But at the same time, once you do it and build it right, that's where things start compounding. So that's what I just share with you today. And if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll share more of videos like this of my thoughts about Steel Genius.